This is my solar air heater made out of aluminum cans. I built it about a year ago with ideas I got online. It works well and it produces heat. But how much heat? A lot of sites had stated temperature their heater produced, but had no statements on BTU output, and BTUs is how we measure heat. It took me a while to put it all together, but here is how to calculate the amount of heat in BTUs a solar air heater can produce. My apologies for people living outside of the United States using the metric system. For this equation is used with feet per minute in Fahrenheit for temperature. If I get ambitious, I'll make another video with a metric equivalent. But the formula is BTUs equal 1.08 times CFMs times change in air temperature. The BTUs, S, is British thermal units per hour sensible. Sensible is a dry bulb temperature. Cubic feet a minute is CFMs. And then the change in temperature is the difference between the inlet and the outlet temperature of your heater itself. First, the 1.08 number. Just plug it into the equation. I've already figured out for you, and you can read the explanation if you need. Cubic feet a minute. You can't rely on the rating of the fan because they're usually measured in free air with no resistance or static pressure. You're going to have to measure it yourself. The formula is area of the outlet times velocity equals CFMs. To measure the velocity, you need an anemometer. An anemometer measures airspeed. They cost between $100 and $300. I borrowed one from an HVAC contractor. I used a 4-inch round duct for my solar air heater, so the radius was 2 inches. And 2 times 2 equals 4 times pi, which is 3.14, gave me 12.56 square inches. Convert square inches to square feet by dividing it into 144, which gave me 0.09. My unit measured about 880 feet per minute of air out the outlet. 880 feet times 0.09 gave me about 79 cubic feet a minute. Change in temperature is probably the easiest part to figure out. You just measure the inlet temperature and the outlet temperature and subtract them. My outlet measures 120 degrees Fahrenheit. My inlet was 70 degrees, so I had a change in temperature of 50 degrees. Now that we have all the numbers, we can see that my solar air heater produces 4,266 BTUs an hour. My heater uses 256 aluminum cans, measures 4 by 8 foot with about 4 by 6 foot area of the cans. Now that we've figured out how many BTUs the solar air heater produces, we can calculate how much money it will save us. A lot will depend on the location of the solar air heater and how long the sun shines on it, as well as the cost of fuel. 1 gallon of No. 2 home heating oil burned in an 85% efficient boiler can produce 119,000 BTUs. That divided by the BTUs a solar air heater produces equals about 28 hours needed to produce equivalent BTUs of 1 gallon of home heating oil. It doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it's more about having a warmer house, knowing it didn't cost me more and it did not contribute to polluting the environment. Hope this helped you figure out how your solar air heater is performing. Feel free to comment or ask questions. Till then, hope all your days are sunny.